My name is Alyx Coble-Franks and I'm a health coach. I help women stop stress eating for good. Right after college, I was a Peace Corps volunteer. I went to a school that was really heavily focused on service, and I did a lot of volunteer projects in college. I had always worked with service, always thought I would be serving people in some capacity. So I ended up with a degree in business, which is something I never thought I would have, but it was what led perfectly into my Peace Corps service. I was a community economic development volunteer in Peru, so I moved to South America about 10 days after I graduated, and it was phenomenal. So I actually came back a couple months early from the Peace Corps because I medically separated. I was having some back issues because I was really dealing with my weight. I was overweight and I had 2 herniated discs, so I was in a lot of discomfort all of the time. And so I ended up medically separating about 2 months early from my service, so I came back home. And when I came back home, I was miserable. So this kind of took me along a health journey that I was not expecting. I found a program and I ended up losing a bunch of weight, which was really great for my body, but I thought all of my problems would be gone. You know, the diet industry talks about how you just need to be thin and it'll be perfect, your life will be perfect. But I found all of the problems that I had been covering up and masking with food still existed because I was no longer using the food to quiet them down. So I had all of these other problems that I had been avoiding for years. I think I had been avoiding it with serving other people, you know, going wide and far to try to find myself or to find some kind of meaning. I spent time in Germany, Peru, all over the place, but you know, wherever you go, there you are. So I was presented with an opportunity to really start to look at my own inner world, inner dialogue, and my limiting beliefs, which is what eventually led me to health coaching. December of 2017, I found myself in another job that was out of alignment because their goals and their mission and the way that they ran their company weren't aligned with the way that I want to live my life. And so there was this internal conflict that I had found in every job I'd ever been in before. So something kind of, I don't even know why I looked it up, but that idea, that the seed that had been planted popped back into my mind. I was like, maybe I should look at being a health coach. So I searched and HCI was the first one that came up, and I went down the rabbit hole. I found their podcast, I found their Instagram, I found YouTube videos, and then I started to look at all these other programs because I didn't want to just pick the first one that I had seen, right? So I looked at a whole bunch of other health coach programs online. I did a bunch of research, hours and hours of research, but nothing spoke to me the way that HCI did. The way that the program is designed is very intentional. It's designed from a student focus. They really encompass the way that adults learn, which is fantastic. So the curriculum is written in a way that's very easy for adults to comprehend. It's not boring. It is very action-based. So at every turn, I had opportunities to practice the skills that I was learning. It's not just like listening to a lecture where it's very boring. You actually get to get in there, get your hands dirty, and do the work. And the thing that I liked even more is that it forced me to do the work on myself, work that I had been avoiding, right? It helped crack open and shine light in the dark places and really helped me figure out what I needed to do so that I could be of best service to other people. Again, some of the things that were hard is that you have to confront. If you want to move forward, if you want to move forward in your business, if you want to move forward in the program, there comes points where you have to confront things that you've been avoiding, and that's uncomfortable. Right? But the thing that's fantastic is that there's a tribe, there's support from the success coaches to the people in your cohort to Carrie and Stacy. You are like blanketed in support, and you have people who will hold up that mirror and say, like, I think you really need to examine this, like in a really kind and loving way, so that you don't have to be afraid to go through it. But you do have to confront some of those things. I'm not working for anyone else. You know, I'm not going into an office somewhere. I'm doing my life on my own terms. I have this flexibility, which is amazing. So I have a blend right now of one-on-one clients as well as a group program that I've just started. So I have a couple of different options that are available for people, which is allowing me to really change the way I'm serving the people who want to come into my practice. So some people work with me one-on-one, and other people are opting for the group program where they've got that support and that kind of container that's created by the other members in the group. They've prepared me for everything. Everything they said would come up has come up. From top to bottom, they They did the personal growth, the limiting beliefs, working on your business, working on your money mindset, having a program to work and use with clients right away that you can adapt and change as you figure out what you want to work with people on. Honestly, it's just a complete package top to bottom. So I think about this a lot, of why it's important for us to spread this message, to talk, to show up. And I've heard this phrase before, that we stand on the shoulders of the giants who've come before us. And so I think about that a lot. Like if Carrie and Stacy had decided not to show up, that would have changed the course of all of our lives, right? And so it's important for me to show up and share my story, because if I don't show up, I'm taking that opportunity away from someone else. The answer already exists within you, what you're supposed to be doing. And that's been the best thing about this process for me. It didn't change me, but it pulled out what already existed within me, right? So listen, get quiet and listen, because the answer of whether or not you should participate is already there. Then it depends if you're brave enough to follow whatever the answer is.